Hi guys, how's it going? Today in this video for Wex Photographic we're talking time lapses and we're in the beautiful Devon coastline to show you this. Now we're going to show you 3 techniques to make a time lapse, the first 2 being fairly easy and the last one being a bit more tricky. Let's get straight into it and I'll show you the first one now. So the first technique to do is the most simple technique, and that's just to shoot video and speed it up in post. Now to do this you need a stable tripod so you don't get any wobble, and then you have to frame up the shot you want. Ideally you want a lot of movement because that's what looks really good in a time lapse, and then simply press record and let it record for a good long time. I'm probably going to leave this for about 10 minutes and I'll show you the results and a few others right now. Now the second technique I'm going to show you today is using a device called a remote shutter release. Now what this does is it allows you to take images with an interval in between them. So I can now shoot a load of pictures on my DSLR, stitch them together in post, and that should make a smooth time lapse. So if you're shooting a video at 25 frames a second, you need 25 images on the DSLR to fill that 1 second. Generally when I'm doing a time lapse with a remote shutter release, I'll leave an interval of about 15 to 20 seconds, and that feels like a good gap to leave and feels like the motion's flowing well. So the last technique I'm going to show you today is a hyperlapse. Now what a hyperlapse is a time lapse where the camera's moving. They're pretty tricky to get, but if you get them right, they look really cool. So the first thing I do is use my remote shutter release again, so you can get that constant interval between each photo. So the second thing you've got to take into account is a reference point. Now on my camera I've got the graph up and I'm going to line up a crosshair in one of the graph intersections with a certain point in the photo every time, and that way as you move the camera backwards the photo should stay really stable and pointing in the same spot. And obviously another really important thing for a hyperlapse is the movement. Now I use my feet to measure the movement to move the tripod, so I'll either do a whole foot forward or half a foot forward like I'm showing you now. So to recap, if you're using the same intervals between the photos, moving your camera in a smooth line back, using the same distance each time, and you're also keeping that reference point lined up and perfect, it should look really good. I know it's really tricky to do and you get it into post sometimes and it's jittering around a bit, but as you do more and more you get better and it should look really good. I really hope this helps you add some time lapses into your videos. I know if they're done correctly, they can set a scene amazingly and also up the production value massively. We had so much fun in Devon and we hope to catch you soon.